Hi, everyone. Today we're going to talk about atheist advocacy. That's right. I'm an atheist. And guess what? It's okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Shannon Q. And there was a time not long ago when I sat in rooms alone on the other side of the screen that we're now interfacing through. I was hesitant to profess to my views on belief in any form or in any context because I was concerned about the stigmatization that I may face by even admitting that atheism was a component of what makes up me. I struggled for a long time with the why that surrounded that feeling. It shouldn't have been rational. I just didn't believe in God. It isn't a complex or uncommon position to hold. I came by it via honest assessment, research, and careful introspection. So why did I feel that being an atheist somehow segregated me? So I set out to prove that intuition wrong by seeking out dialogue with people of all religious affiliations as an open and professed atheist. And I encountered some anomalous things that gave me motivation and desire to add my voice to the others I found solidarity with through YouTube when I had felt the most isolated because of my atheism. So here we are. And now I'd like to take a minute to talk about my public advocacy. I've been asked on numerous occasions by a multitude of people why I made the choice to become an advocate for atheists. Before I get into why I think it might be valuable to hear some of the feedback that I've received through the interactions I'd sought, because they are intrinsic to illuminating my motives. I've had people say, "But you seem reasonable. Why do you want to affiliate yourself with them? You seem smart or kind, you insert platitude. Why would you want to affiliate yourself with that?" And while it would be easy for me to slip into the tendency to just accept the individual commentary on how I'm perceived, let it satiate my ego, and say thank you, it speaks towards something bigger, and I just can't simply let that stand. I am an atheist. I am not tying myself to atheists by existing in my honest state. I am one. Any disparaging judgment levied against atheists, even when prefaced by a statement that allows me an exemption by virtue of my character, is extended over me by definition. I saw this as a manifestation of the juxtaposition between what someone perceives an atheist to be and what they actually encounter, what we actually are. I was seeing an external echo of the dissonance someone feels when the expectations of their biases aren't met and they want to find a way to separate you from everyone like you so they can continue having their preconceptions without any challenge. But that's the thing. I'm not an anomaly. I am representative of the norm. Through this endeavor, I have met an inordinate number of diverse and amazing people who just so happen to be atheists too. While their opinions and perspectives on many facets of life and interactions vary in vast and wonderful ways, I saw commonalities through that diversity that compelled me to do more. Aside from the very literal risks that come along with being an open atheist, losing family, friends, community, and jobs, grappling with new perspectives, relearning how to traverse the world, and in some parts of the world, very literally losing your life. The list goes on. We all come out into an unwelcoming world, one where our mere interest in having conversations about faith, our perspectives, and how we came to our conclusions are met with disproportionate disdain and misconceptions of who we are, fueled by the propagation of a conglomeration of caricatures of condescending, fedora-wearing, communist, immoral keyboard warriors who want to repress the religious. Our path towards finding solidarity and commune is rife with those who would condemn and deride us for existing in a state that we had no choice in instantiating. On the contrary, most of us were entrenched in faith, and it slipped from us without our permission by way of simply questioning it honestly and knowing that the answers that we once subscribed to couldn't make sense to us anymore. And even more of us hold to the external trappings of a faith that we no longer believe, because we know that being as honest with the world as we have no choice but to be with ourselves is a risk so grave in so many aspects of our lives that always holding a lie inside of us somehow seems better. I didn't want to hide an intrinsic and integral part of myself anymore because I feared the repercussions that came with those misrepresentations and pronouncements. I didn't want anyone else to have to either. I wanted to profess the message that it's okay to be us. We can release the stigma only by existing unapologetically and in the open. Now, I know that there are still so many of us for which that cannot yet be a reality, for whom the cost is still too great, and I'm sorry it's not better yet. And I hope that by adding even just one more of us to the public discourse, it's another step towards shattering the biases people hold that keep so many of us hidden. We have become a community of necessity, despite having literally no other unifying traits. We've been united by the weight of the stigma people assign to us because there is a reality that is really hard to face about our existence. You can be just fine without believing in God. You can be good and kind and virtuous, and even more concerning, you can have valid and justifiable reasons not to, reasons that make sense, reasons that are at least worth considering. Perhaps making us seem nefarious and dangerous is a way to make us less likely to be considered or seen as reasonable. Or maybe it's a misunderstanding about what atheism even means. But regardless, the negative impact of no longer being able to say, I believe, is real. I'm adding my voice in the hope that the more of us who have the ability and opportunity to demonstrate who we really are so that everyone can see, the better the chances one day none of us will have to be worried what might happen if we're just honest and forthright about what we believe, and the better chance that we can all have productive conversations regarding why. I'd like to say a massive thank you to all of my new subscribers. We've reached over 2,000 subscribers now, and I am astounded and humbled. If you're new here and you're enjoying the content, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and please let me know in the comments section if you've encountered any stigmas that made you hesitant to profess to being an atheist, and how have you been able to overcome them? Thanks everyone for being here, and remember, help elevate the discourse.